Welcome to part 2 of Debra the Octopus tutorial. Now that your body looks something like this, it's time to make the tentacles. So go ahead and remove your stitch marker. For this round, we will be working in the front loop only of each of the stitches. So remember the decreases, how they were in the front loop only? That's exactly what we're going to be doing again. So in that front loop only, we're not using the back loop at all this round. So you can insert your hook, and we are going to start off by doing a single crochet, but in the front loop only of the next stitch, like so. Just perform a single crochet, and then we can mark this stitch. So you can see here there's a little ridge, that's where the back loop was. It will become more obvious as we go along. And now we are going to chain some stitches. So chaining is really easy. All you're doing is grabbing the yarn and pulling through the loop on your hook, and that's going to create a nice line of stitches. So yarn over and pull through. That's one, yarn over again and pull through. Two, yarn over, pull through. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that's called a chain. It kind of looks like a braid, and that's going to be the base for each tentacle. So now to make the tentacle, we're going to be placing 3 single crochets in each one of these stitches. So this loop on your hook does not count as a stitch, and we're going to skip the very first stitch. So going in that second stitch from the hook, the second one there, we're going to insert our hook, like so, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. That's just a single crochet. And now we're going in the exact same hole, and we are doing another single crochet and going in for a third. So we are making 3 single crochets in each stitch along. Going in the next one, we are making 3 single crochets. And the next one, 3 single crochets. And what this does is it curls the chain in on itself, and it's going to make a spiral. Again, going in the next one, we're making 3 single crochets. And just keep working down the chain until you're back at where your stitch marker was. So this is the last chain. As you can see, the spiral is definitely looking more like a tentacle. So you just made your very first tentacle, and now we can continue on. We are doing this exact same step over and over again 8 times. So we're going to do a single crochet, chain 8, and then working down the chain, making 3 single crochets in each stitch. So continuing on, we can insert our hook, and in the next stitch, again in the front loop only, we are making a single crochet. And then we are doing another single crochet, and we are going to now chain 8. Now we are going to work back down the chain. Again, that loop on your hook doesn't count as a stitch. We're going into the second stitch away from the hook. So in this one here, we are working 3 single crochets. And then in the next chain, we are doing another 3 single crochets. Again, 3 single crochets, and just keep working that down the chain. So we're coming up on the end of the second tentacle, and now we can make our single crochet back into the body. Again, front loop only, and then make another single crochet in the next stitch. And now we are going to chain 8 and make our third tentacle. In the second chain from the hook, this one here, we are working 3 single crochets. And again, just keep working that pattern down the chain. Now we're back down to the body, so we are doing a single crochet. And then making another single crochet, and working on the fourth tentacle, we are going to chain 8. And then making 3 single crochets in each chain down the tentacle. Now we're back down into the body, so single crochet, and then make another single crochet, and you are going to repeat the tentacles 4 more times, so we're making 4 more tentacles, and I will meet you back once you've done that. So we're coming up on the last few stitches of the last tentacle. You should have 8 tentacles now. And we are back where our stitch marker is. So now we're definitely looking like an octopus, and we can grab our stuffing and start stuffing the body. Just be sure to break up the stuffing a little bit and really shape out the head of the octopus, and that's going to make it nice and round. Don't overstuff your octopus. So now she should look something like this. And all we have left to do is close up this hole on the bottom. So you can remove this stitch marker, and we are going to decrease around the bottom of the octopus. And we are using the back loops from the previous round that we weren't working into. You might have to squish down your stuffing a little bit to make this easier. But you should be able to see a ridge of loops that weren't worked into to close off the bottom. So it's these guys here. So now insert your hook, and we are going to start off by making a decrease. So in the first 2 loops there, we are making a decrease. Can be kind of tricky with all the tentacles, so just go slow and do the best that you can. And then don't forget to mark this stitch. And all we're doing is decreasing all the way around. So just keep decreasing until you get back to the stitch marker. Now that we've finished that, we can go ahead and sew our hole shut. I'm going to leave off this round by making a slip stitch into the first stitch from the last round. So all you do is insert your hook and grab the yarn and pull through all the loops on your hook. And that just leaves a little bit nicer of a finish. And you can trim your yarn. I'm going to leave about 10 inches for sewing, and pull the yarn through. And now we can grab our yarn needle and sew the hole shut. To sew the hole shut, all you're going to do is take your yarn needle and go in the front loops of each one of these stitches. This is going to create a drawstring effect, and then we can just pull the hole shut. Now that you've done that, you can pop your yarn needle out through the body of the octopus, and that's just going to secure the end in. I'm going to weave it in a little bit to make sure it doesn't come undone. And now you have your Debra the Octopus. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't already followed me on Instagram, my handle is YarnyBox, and I'll see you in next month's tutorial.